Don't judge, beautiful ones. Don't, until you've swallowed a fly yourselves, please don't judge. Do you know what I mean? It's awful, a horrible experience. Swallowing flies is not something I recommend, or breathing flies in, actually, for that matter. Dime qué es lo que esperas. Dime qué quieres ver. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you. Now then, guys, what are we going to be looking at today? Oh, I got that right. Thank goodness. Let's pray that, fingers crossed, it lasts throughout the next hour or so that I'm going to spend with you beautiful ones. Obviously, the video won't be an hour long. I'll edit it right down. I'm trying to keep my videos around 20 minutes, between 10 minutes and half an hour. Some of them will be longer, some of them will be much, much shorter, but the average I'm aiming for is around half an hour. So what are we going to be looking at today? Well, I thought that because I'm not really, I can't afford basic, I just can't afford a premium foundations. I will buy one day. I'm going to buy a NARS one, I think, you know, the light reflecting foundation. But for now, I'm going to be just focusing on drugstore foundations, or chemist foundations, as we say in Britain, or pharmacy foundations. And Revolution is one of the best foundation producers in the country, and it is a UK-based foundation manufacturer of makeup too. So I thought today we could have a look at Revolution's cheapest foundation and their most expensive foundation. One costs £3, get that, guys, cheaper than a Costa coffee, and the other one costs £15. So we're getting on for premium prices there, aren't we, really? And this will be an unboxing. I haven't opened this yet. This arrived yesterday. It's still in the box it came in. So after this quite lengthy preamble or intro from me, I will, shall I get this open and we'll have an inspection? Should we do that? Why not? Thank you for being with me today, guys, and thank you for always watching me. Do you know what I mean? It just means the world to me. So shall I get on and doing it? I do seem to be very, very slumped for some reason today. Don't you believe the setup in this flat and my studio, guys? It's ridiculous. I'm literally poured into my chair, and there's not enough room to swing a rat, let alone a cat. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be one of those, all those tutorials. I was about to say it's going to be one of those mad tutorials, but all of my tutorials seem to be barking mad, don't they? Okay, all I had to do to remedy the old being slumped situation was to move a foot to the left, which I've now done, and I'm quite comfortable now. Thank you for your concern, beautiful ones. I know you were ever so worried about me then, weren't you? Thought I may have cricked my back or slipped a disc even or something, but no, nothing as severe as that, beautiful ones. Right, okay, before we continue, I just want to talk about my skin. Now, yesterday I filmed the, no, it wasn't the day, it was the day before yesterday, but I released the video on this one yesterday, the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser. And this is, it's quite a good product actually, although when I was editing the footage, I noticed that my skin's starting to look really saggy around my eyes. And obviously you do inspect yourself at close quarters, don't you? When you're looking at yourself when you're editing footage of yourself, you're inspecting yourself, aren't you? And I thought, no, my skin's starting to really, really, really age awfully. So yesterday I made up a bottle of, and this has got soya, isoflavones, and probably around 20 capsules, 100 mils of water, and a tablespoonful of xanthan gum. I've applied some last night and about an application during the day yesterday, and already you can see the big difference it's making to my skin. So I'm trying to demonstrate here that DIY formulations can work, and they can work really quickly too, and very, very cheaply as well. I mean, that comes to under £5, well, more like £2 or £3 and that's 100 mils, and you can make as much as you want. So, and that was the reason for my channel in the first place before I went off on my departure of, you know, going down the MUA route and all of that. So shall I get this open rather than talking about stuff I've made for my skin? As I said, guys, I ordered two foundations. I ordered the Revolution's cheapest one, which is their Serum Foundation. Jenny, my friend Jenny, the foundation lady, has reviewed this. I'll link her video tutorial into the description. And I also ordered the Revolution's most expensive foundation. Did I say how much the Serum Foundation was? £3, price of a cheaper than a large Costa coffee. Ridiculous, isn't it? And I also, as I said, I also ordered Revolution's most expensive foundation, £15, and that's the Second Skin fuller coverage foundation, both in shades F4, which are suitable for my skin tone because I have the IRL filter. So I'm trying to tear this box open whilst I'll show you what I'm doing. So it comes in a corrugated box with the black interior, what would you call that? Printing or something. So, and they do use quite a lot of paper. I've noticed that from previous purchases that Revolution seemed to be vastly destroying forests left, right and centre by sticking pieces of paper in where, you know, maybe just one piece would have done, but there was quite a few there. Ah, right, okay, so in my box here I have, can you see those two foundations? This is the first one I got. This is the Serum Foundation, and we'll try that on. And I thought perhaps we could try one on one side of my old chops and this one on the other one. And this is the, wow, quite a nice box. Is that upside down? possibly everything. Yeah, upside down. Is that? Yeah, upside down. Right, just throw that over there. And this is the Liquid Skin Second Skin foundation. This is the most expensive foundation Revolution do, which I've just said comes in at £15. And I think this might be, if they don't give me 30 mils this time, I'm going to go spare, because Revolution shave off so much. 27 mils. Why can't they just, please, Revolution? Why can't you just make it bog standard 30 mils? What size is this little one? I bet that's 27 mils too. Nope. 25 mils. So do you see what I mean there? It just seems ridiculous that they're just shaving off millage, and I guess it saves them money in the long run, doesn't it? But you know, I have said before about Revolution, if this is the £3 one, if this transforms me and makes me look like a Greek Adonis or a supermodel or something like that, I'll eat my words and then some. But I have heard mixed things about this. Jenny really loved it, but prior to seeing Jenny's review on that, I had heard quite bad things about this serum foundation. But we can try, can't we? That's the whole point behind today. And as for this little baby, the second, is it called Liquid Skin? I was going to call it double skin then, but you know, why would you call a foundation double skin? Liquid Skin sounds much, yeah, Liquid Skin sounds so much better. Makes more sense, doesn't it, beautiful ones? Yep, so we've got to try this one, and we're going to be trying these two together. As I said, I'll put this one on that side of my face, or this one on that side, and we'll compare and contrast them. This one's ultra sheer, and I haven't seen any review. I know nothing about this one other than what I briefly saw on the website when I ordered it, and that's in shade F4. I don't know if you can see that. And that's one of the best things about Revolution, is the fact that their shade range is phenomenal. It's absolutely brilliant. This is in shade F4 as well. And as I said a few minutes ago, which seems like hours ago now, because I did in fact film that part hours ago, but to you it will only seem like about a minute ago. I've got the IRL foundation, and that's in shade F4. And once you establish your do you know what I mean, your shade in a company's foundations, it tends to be pretty much the same over most foundations. I know Estee Lauder do that, Clinique tend to do that as well. Shall I get on? Yeah, okay. So beautiful. And should we start with the serum foundation? And this is actually called a hyaluronic acid foundation. Yeah, it says it there. Hyaluronic acid. Why would you call a foundation a hyaluronic acid foundation? It's got hyaluronic acid in, so why don't they just call it foundation with pulling it to bits? I'm being really unfair here. I get that, guys. So I don't know why I'm being so harsh on this. I probably will love it at the end of the day. But as I said, it comes in a 25ml bottle, dropper bottle pipette with a quite funky. I think that's quite nice, really. It's giving me vibes of Clinique, Clinique's even better clinical foundation, and so on and so forth. And it's got the Revolution branding. Oh, it's not Revolution. It's called, I thought it was called Revolve or something like that. But I think it might be a diffusion of Revolution, or I don't really know. But for £3, it doesn't matter, does it really? I think that's a glass bottle. It's very difficult to tell, but yeah, I think that is a glass. So what I'll do is I'll just remove the piece of sellotape, which wasn't actually attached to the to the collar, the white collar at all. So what it was doing there is beyond me. But I'm being really harsh on this stuff today, aren't I? Let's give it a fair crack of the whip, shall we? And I'll try and be as impartial as I possibly can be. Perhaps I shouldn't have watched those reviews on it. Jenny's review, though, was really positive, and she loved it. And for £3, how many times am I going to say that today? And how would you like me to apply this, beautiful ones? Foundation brush or fingers? Do you mind if I use my foundation? This is the 301 foundation. It's actually a contour brush, but it's my favourite foundation brush because it's really firm, and it's domed as well, and it's got quite the bristles are really short, so you know what I mean. You can really work it into to the crevices and chopsies, titty chopsies, whatever chopsies are. Faces, right? Probably not the best thing in the world to give the world's most clumsiest man is a pipette, but still, we can try it, can't we? Sorry, I just had a hot bath, but so this is going to go everywhere if I'm not ultra careful with it. But we'll have to try and make it work for us, won't we, beautiful ones? So it's got like wow, the pipette. Oh, is that the? Can you see that zigzag affair? Is that the foundation, or is that the? Oh, I thought perhaps it was like an embossed sort of glass, but it's not. It's just where the foundation is. It's got a very. I've got loads of aftershave on, so I can't actually smell anything other than my my Tom Ford dupe. But right, I've just pumped the and to get a drop of that, or to fill your dropper in, all you do is squeeze the white bung. I think they're called, aren't they? Bungs. I like that. Just say to shake it. Perhaps I should have read that first, shouldn't I? Really. Right, here you go, shaking. You've got to laugh though, beautiful ones, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? If you don't laugh, then there's no point to being alive, is there really? Can't get grumpy people. I've never been able to understand grumpy people. Have you? My ex was really grumpy. Let's not go on about him. Right, okay, so I have just shaken that. You saw me shake that, didn't you, beautiful? And so again, squeeze your pipette or the bung to get a load of the foundation. Put that over there, otherwise that will go over. And I'll just load some of that onto the back of my hand. Wow, it's quite runny actually. But then it is, and I'll talk to you about makeup meets skincare as I apply this to my chops. Put the lid on him. I'll have to speed some of this up or edit this to within an inch of its life, won't I? Because you don't want to be sat there watching me fighting or struggling with them. So, okay, yeah. And that could work. And as I said, you know, F4 has worked for me before. Right, so with my foundation, and what I do is, it's important to buff your foundation onto the back of your hand before you start buffing it onto your face. So why am I determined to hate this foundation? Is it because it costs £3, do you think? I mean, how can something that costs £3 be an amazing foundation? I can't work out whether it smells or not, guys. Do you know what I mean? I just can't establish whether it's got a, quite glowy, isn't it? Are you all okay, guys? Sorry, I haven't asked you that yet. As I said, it seemed like hours ago I started this tutorial. There's been loads of fluffing ups as well. So, and I'll put those towards the end of the video, which I'm going to call the bloopers, which I keep calling bloomers. Are they bloomers or bloopers? I never know. Such an idiot, aren't I? Right, okay. Shut up and get that foundation on that old face, please, man. Okay, doing so. And all I was doing then is just applying the foundation on, and now I'll start buffing it in. And buffing just means pressing. And you can go in small circular motions and hold your brush towards gives you a little bit more freedom to bring it down onto your neck. Or you can go, if you want fuller coverage, going closer to the bristles. If you want a lighter finish, go further away from your bristles. That's a good rule of thumb. What am I actually doing here? I'm not actually doing anything other than just dabbing this onto my face, aren't I? Make your mind up and just get on with put that. Okay, right. Right, guys, so I just put the remnants of that on. So now that's on my face, I'll start circular motions. Skincare meets makeup. I'm not a fan. I'm not. I don't know why, really. I guess that because I'm quite traditional in my approach to any sort of cosmetics. Skincare is skincare, makeup is makeup. The two should never have met, in my opinion. And I can't see how something which is a foundation can have pigments in it and do enough to make your skin look good temporarily and to have the skin. There's not enough room in the formulations. Do you know what I mean? Something's got to give somewhere along the lines, and generally it is the foundation which has to suffer in place of the skincare. Does that make sense? I hope so. I know what I'm trying to say, although things get lost in translation for me so frequently because I am who I am. Right, okay, I'll put that. What should I do with that now? Should I put that in? It's on the floor. Okay, fair enough. What else did go wrong today, guys, eh? I've just caught because I've got a big mirror over here and I've just got a quick glimpse of my face. This half is the, right, I better start that bit again. So beautiful. And so that's the Serum, the Revolution or Revolve, whatever it's called, Serum Foundation on the right-hand side, which will appear left to you. Do try and remember that everything's inverted. So the right-hand side of my face will appear left to you. What do you think? Quick skin feel check. Wow. Feels a little bit greasy, to be honest with you. So I can see this formulation being ideal for dry, more mature skins, or normal skin in winter would benefit from this. I don't think oily skin would benefit, or combination skin in summer. And I have very combination skin. I have an oily T-zone. Cheeks tend to get quite dry in the winter, but generally my skin's pretty normal. Do you know what I mean? Hope that makes sense. Why wouldn't it make sense? Stop saying that. Okay, stopping. Right, okay, let's have a close inspection, shall we? I'll zoom you in for this part, but it's got a very nice sheen to it, hasn't it? I'll put my glasses on so I can see what I'm talking about. Glasses are filthy. Can you see that area there? Very sheer, but it's giving me quite a bit of coverage too. So come back here. I was zooming in. Should I carry on zooming in rather than coming back? Okay. Yeah, this formulation it's very, very glowing, very glowing. Although it's not lighting my skin up and making me look like a piece of tin foil, like some foundations have done, like the Maybelline 24-hour Super Stay Skin Tint, the one with vitamin C derivative, ascorbyl glucoside and that in. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed considering it costs £3. You know what I mean? And the shade, they don't do that many shades, I don't think. I'll double check that. And shall I do that now? I'll do that now. Okay. Phone's over. I better go and get my phone. Sorry, guys. It's not because I'm lazy at all, guys. It's just that it took me ages to pour myself into this current sitting position, and that means I've got to now get up to go and get my phone. But I'll do that for you, beautiful ones. It's a sacrifice I'm more than willing to make for my beloved, beautiful ones out there. Are you all? Have I already asked you if you're okay today? I'm getting so stressed over Christmas shopping. I've got one present, which should be arriving later on today, and everything else is just I don't know what to get. I might get a pork pie for everyone. Pork pies are good, aren't they? Dad's pretty easy. Do you know what I mean? You can just buy Dad a pork pie, quite a nice pork pie, maybe a Waitrose pork pie. My ex and I used to go down to London. We used to go and get him Fortnum and Mason's pork pies, although he's pretty happy with an Aldi's one. Do you know what I mean? But you can't buy everyone pork pies for Christmas, can you, guys? No, you can't. I wouldn't want a pork pie for Christmas, would you? So I just tried to get onto the Revolution website, was hit by hundreds of offers, do you want me to allow cookies, or do you want a cookie? No, I don't like cookies. I like biscuits, but not those sort of cookies, not technological cookies or whatever they're for. Hate that sort of thing. I mean, when you're trying to get somewhere and you're pressed for time as well, do you know what I mean? And you're just being assailed by all of these offers. It's the most irritating thing that I think I've ever come across. So I've established now there are 10 shades in this Serum Foundation. And although I'm very impressed with it, there aren't that many dark colours, so it's not an inclusive foundation, I would say. So I think they're leaning towards more pale sort of Caucasian skins. They certainly don't offer anything which would be suitable for darker skin tones, black skin tones, so on and so forth. No, they don't. So where did I got this from? revolutionbeauty.com online, although they sell it in Superdrug. I've just noticed I had to go there in the end, and was equally assailed by offers, although they're not as bad as Revolution, to be honest with you. Slightly more expensive at Superdrug, the store. You've got to physically go in there and purchase. So £5, whereas this was £3 plus postage and packaging. I think I paid something like £3.50 for these two, so the whole lot came to around 20 quid, which is, do you know what I mean, well worth it, because these are just going to my kit for work. Okay, although I don't actually do any makeup work. I mean, YouTube is why I trained to be a makeup artist, so I could share my tips and my methods with you guys out there. I am the experimental makeup artist after all, aren't I? The new genre in the field of, shall I stop talking about what I am and what I want to be, as opposed to what I've actually got in my paw, which is the Liquid Skin Foundation. It sounds quite a nice name, doesn't it? The Liquid Skin Foundation. I quite like that. Are we ready to move on and move away from this one? I don't know why, I just don't like it. And I really wish I knew why, but is it the shade? Hang on, changing its mind now, totally. Now it's Oxide, and the colour match is phenomenal. I mean, on the back of my hand, it looks slightly bit pink, bits there. You won't be able to see it again because the studio lights are so bright, but in natural daylight, that I could tell immediately that this would be a spot-on match for my skin. I've just seen that area there, and now it's oxidized. It has matched my skin tone exactly. Again, because it's so sheer, I think if you even got yourself a few shades out, or was, the shade you chose was maybe slightly too pale or too dark, give it a couple of, maybe 5 to 10 minutes just to oxidize down, and I think you'll be quite surprised. And the more sheer a foundation is, the more skin tones it will match with, because you haven't got a solid block of color there. Do you know what I mean? Hope so. So yeah, no, okay. Yep. On the skin now, it still feels like it did the minute it came out the bottle, and that's another big sign that something is quite good. Do you know what I mean? Because if it only had very slight or a small level of hydrating agents in, they would absorb into dry skin immediately and wouldn't leave your skin feeling moist. Although I don't have dry skin, my cheeks can be quite dry in the winter. I've had my heating on since 6 a.m. this morning, and heat obviously sucks moisture out, doesn't it too? And so, yeah, basically in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say there is that still feels really, really hydrating. It does, and it's left my skin looking pretty good, hasn't it? So I'm conceding. I'm eating my words rapidly now. So yeah, okay. You've just seen me do a huge U-turn, haven't you? I hated this stuff. I was determined to hate it to start off with, but no, I can't hate it, because it is quite a good. Well, in fact, it's very, very good. Right, I bet I'll hate this one now. I've been going on about how much I've wanted to try this and how fabulous it looks. And for some reason on the Revolution, I don't know whether someone might be able to explain this to me or not, but on revolutionbeauty.com, they're actually calling this a skin tint. And yet it's a full cover foundation, so it beggars belief, doesn't it? Maybe this category, I don't. Email. 2 emails. Bound not to be good news, but hey, doesn't matter. Right, okay, shall I? Facebook. Are you guys on Facebook? I have 3 or 4 accounts. I only use 2, but when me and my ex split up 7 or 8 months, it feels like 7 or 8 years ago now. So beautiful. And final thoughts on the Serum Foundation by Revolution or Revolve. I will try and find out what it's called, and maybe I'll pop it down there if it's not called Revolution. I'm sure it's not. I think that they've played on. But yeah, no, final thoughts on this one. It's a pretty good foundation. The bottle feels really small too, although it's really classy. I think that, you know, as I said, it gives me vibes of Clinique, especially the clean white pipette and the fact it's a glass bottle. You can hear that, can't you? That would make a more high pitch or more of an artificial sound if that was plastic. Although I'm going to put music to this track, you probably won't even be able to hear me tapping that, would you? But yeah, no, I just think it's given me vibes of a much more expensive, or a much more expensive foundation. Yeah, no, I am impressed with that. I am. No, hat off to them. So yeah, I'm going to put it, definitely. It's going to go into my kit and will become a favourite. Probably won't go and buy all 10 shades because there are so many other foundations, aren't there, which aren't better than that, but are just and aren't cheaper really. So why shouldn't I? The coverage, that's right, yeah. Sometimes you'll need something with a little bit more coverage, especially if you're working on clients or and by the way, I'm going to be doing I'll make my mum up or my sister or something like that for you guys, and I'll film that when we've got Christmas coming up as well, haven't we? And what are you doing for Christmas this year, guys? Are you staying at home or going anywhere? Or hope you have a wonderful Christmas this year. Yeah, so that's the Serum Foundation by Revolution, done and dusted, and it passes, basically, passes muster. Right, should we move on to the, what's it called, liquid, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It is called Liquid Skin, not Double Skin, not New Skin, no, nothing. It's just called Liquid Skin. And this is, on the website, they call it a full coverage foundation, although it appears in the skin tints. You just heard me say that. Again, shade F4, so quite cool toned, but I know that they sell at least something like 30 or 40 shades in this one. And this is Revolution's most expensive foundation. Hence, it comes in its own special black box. Shall I get it open? Why? Oh. There's a piece of tape. That always quite alarms me. Do you know what I mean? When you see a piece of sellotape on the bottom of something and the sellotape isn't actually stuck to it, because it may imply that someone has already had their fingers in it. Okay, so there's all the branding and all the information is on the box, which can end up on the floor. I actually need that box, so I'll have to go and have to drag myself out again. So why did I just sling it? I really need to investigate all of Revolution's different diffusions. This is called XX or XX Revolution, and there's an XX there as well. Can you see that on the bottle? It's just basically a clear frosted bottle. Again, 27 mils. We found out, didn't we? And it feels really chunky. Again, glass, really substantial. That would look really lovely set on anyone's bathroom shelf. Can you see the way the X's are catching the light? Again, thumbs up to me. Aesthetics are important, aren't they? So, and it's a pump, so that's good. So there's a black plastic lid with a sort of a holographic sort of affair or vibe going on, but we don't need that. I won't throw that this time though, because in case I need to go and get that. Really loving the bottle. It's got a silver pump with a silver collar on it, which matches the silver XX logo down the bottom, and on the base is a peel off label, and I guess there's instructions and ingredients underneath there, which will be so small I won't be able to see them in a million years, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to be reading those today. Or this is just a try on and a first impressions. Can you see that on my finger? I don't know what it is. I've had it for nearly a year now, and I've put bleach on it, I scrub it, and it always comes back, and I don't know what it is. Can someone let me know, please? And if you know what it is, and I am a fully qualified nurse, and I've never heard of anything like, maybe if there's any dermatologists out there, could you? Pushing my luck now. I get that, guys. I do get that. Asking quite a lot there, really, to have a full virtual consultation with a dermatologist about my yellowing coloured fingernail. Again, don't know whether to shake it or not. I assume that I'll just give it a quick agitate. I'll just agitate it quickly just to make sure it. Do you know what I mean? Everything's mixed up nicely. If this is perfume, I'm gonna go mad. I'm bad anyway. Right. Okay. Let's get a good dollop. That's the Serum Foundation. You can see that, can't you? It's very sheer, but we'll put this one on that area of my hand, which is free of maquillage, and let's just, can you see it's brand new? So can you see that, guys? Yeah, you can now. Here it comes, and we'll put a pump and a half on. Okay, and we'll use same brush as before. Why not? No smell at all. In fact, it reminds me of Estee Lauder's Enlighten, which the IRL filter by the IRL filter foundation by Revolution reminded me of too. And that's a full coverage. I don't know what the difference between that one and that one actually is, unless they're exactly the same. And Revolution, I do notice Revolution do that quite a bit as well. They just change the name and then ask for another £5 on top. Do you know what I mean? Just this is Revolution Pro, although it's exactly the same as Revolution, but we're going to ask for an extra £5 just because we've added the word, the letters PRO in front of our name. So, right, okay. Now, how am I going to show you that? Oh, you can see that there, can't you? So just buff that in. I have to do it that way. Sorry. Can you see I'm buffing? And by doing that, you're controlling the amount of foundation you put onto your choppies. And we're looking for full coverage here, aren't we? Colour match again should be superb because this is exactly the same shade as the Serum foundation. Although this is leaning slightly more yellow, isn't it? It's got a very, 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 very faint watermelon-y sort of smell to it. Full coverage, is that it did say full, I did say full coverage, didn't I? Yeah. And because I'm not an octopus or ambidextrous, I'm using my right hand here to try and cover the left hand side of my face, and it's not so easy. Blending's appalling, isn't it, guys? I do get that, do you know what I mean? Right, okay, so that'll have to do for now, but... right, okay. There's a very, very, very faint watermelon-y sort of smell, and I think it is perfumed, actually, because it smells slightly different than Enlighten did by Estee Lauder. Enlighten was definitely not perfumed, so... Yeah, no, it's quite a pleasant smell, though. It just gives me vibes of the face and body dupe Revolution did of the MAC one. Sorry for confusing people out there. Okay, that's dried. I put that on about 2 minutes ago. And that has dried totally. It's left my skin feeling pretty, and I don't prep my skin. I never use primers or anything because I want you beautiful ones to see how foundation looks directly onto bare skin, virgin skin. Feel free to moisturize, feel free to prime. I never do because I believe that, you know what my beliefs are on that, don't you, if you're regular viewers to my channel. Let's have an inspection, shall we? Okay, it hasn't covered that for starters, has it? So I'll just get the remnants of that and just see whether we can... This is supposed to be full coverage, isn't it? I might have to put a little bit more on the back of my hand. Okay. Yep, again, eating word rapidly. That has definitely covered that, hasn't it? Brilliant. Now, do forgive me if Revolution are watching this. I can't help thinking that this, where is it? This foundation is exactly the same as the IRL filter. It smells so much like it, and the finish on the skin is virtually identical. I guess I could just go and compare the ingredients, couldn't I? But I don't want to know that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to feel like I've spent £15 on something which costs £7 or £8 and I've been duped. Do you know what I mean? That's an awful feeling, isn't it? Have any of you ever been duped massively out there? I know it wouldn't be a massive duping, would it? But no one likes to be duped, though, do we? No, none of us do. So, right. Stop waffling. So guys, on this hand, on the right hand side of which will appear left to you is the Serum foundation. On the left hand side, which will appear right to you, is the Liquid Skin foundation. And I am pretty impressed with that one so far. If you're after a full coverage foundation, and I think that would, I can't feel it on my skin at all. It doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't feel hydrating. There's nothing, or it feels like there's nothing on my skin, in other words. So I guess that would be ideal for drier skins or even oilier skins. Any skin type could use the fuller coverage foundation, even acneic skins, because the coverage is very good. I mean, you saw me cover that red mark there, didn't you? Beautiful ones with, and I didn't use I used what was left on the back of my hand, which had started to dry down. So it wouldn't have given up much foundation anyway. And what was left on my brush, and that covered that beautifully, didn't it? So yeah, and it's given my skin a very nice sort of sheen, hasn't it? It's not giving me that flat look, which a lot of it's not a matte foundation, but a lot of full coverage foundations can do. So big thumbs up to Revolution there. Yep. Okay, so which one's my favourite? Good question. I'll let you know, shall I? Kidding. You can definitely see that this one's fuller coverage than that one, can't you guys? But this one's allowing my skin to shine through. It's allowing my skin to, you can basically see my skin through it, whereas this one's a lot more mask-like, although it's a very, very natural finish on the skin. So again, big thumbs up to Revolution for that. Price £15 around, again, they're pushing the price there a little bit for a drugstore foundation. That's pretty high end for a drugstore foundation, or foundation, as I sometimes enjoy calling foundations. Don't know why, it's just something that tickles me. I just wish that I wasn't suspicious of this. I just really, really, really wish that I wasn't suspicious, but I can't help it because, and I'll tell you why I am suspicious, is because this one, the Pore Blur Primer, that's by Revolution, okay? That was £4 or £5, I think, and they sell exactly the same one with exactly the same ingredients in it under the guise of Revolution Pro for £10, and it is exactly the same product. So I can't help thinking that I'm being duped by this one somewhere along the lines, because that reminds me so much of the IRL Filter Foundation. It smells like it, looks like it on the skin, feels like it even, and the shade range is basically identical. I've been duped, haven't I? Good question now. Which one's my favourite? This one on this side of my face, or this one on this side of my... I don't like wearing makeup. I'm not a man who goes around wearing foundation. I certainly don't wear it every day. Only when... I just don't. I've never really worn makeup. It's just something I like putting on other people, or seeing other people wear, not for myself. So I guess that because that's so sheer and so natural, I'd be leaning towards the Serum Foundation. This one would just make me look like, you can tell I've got something on my face, whereas this one you can't so much, if that makes sense. So yes, in answer to your question, beautiful ones, the Super Serum Hyaluronic Acid Foundation is my favourite out of the two. £3 versus £15, so it's 5 times cheaper. Wow, I did maths then and actually got it right. It is 5. Yeah, it is 3. Yeah, okay. Right, I better go, guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday today. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for being with me. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Similarly, consider subscribing. Hit the notifications button to also you're notified. So you're notified each time I release new videos, and man, we'll get it right one day, because man's trying all the time. All that remains is for me to wish you guys a wonderful week, and I love you all very much. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you. Now then, guys, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, yesterday, no, just start that. Yeah, let's start that again. Well, it's just gone wrong. Totally tits up. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you. What's up with my lips? Oh, I've got beard condition on. I've just had a nice hot... Right, you didn't need to know that. Shall I start again? Okay, I'll start again. Why not? Hi, beautiful ones. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joseph. It's really lovely. I'm Joseph. Yeah, I am Joseph. I've been Joseph for nearly 50 years. Joe to people I love. So if any of you out there love me, I'm Joe or Joseph or Mr. J or whatever. I'm going to start that again. Okay. By the way, all the bloopers will be at bloopers or bloomers, whatever they're called, will be at the end of this video. So stick around if you want to just have a laugh, or laugh at a man making a total knob out of himself. Not fair. Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joseph. It's really lovely to meet you. Now then, guys, what are we going to be talking about today? I can't start this again because this is like the 50th time I've started this video. So I'm going to make it work now. So just bear with me, beautiful ones. Please bear with. Just awful, isn't it? The amount of footage I get through, it's ridiculous. So you're there, aren't you? Again, it's so bright in here that put my hand around there. So there you are, beautiful. You're all right, beautiful ones. How are you all doing today? You having a good day? Hope so. I'm having a terrible day, and it's only 8:45 in the morning, so it doesn't bode well, does it? Never does. But right, I can't start it again. I just can't. I can't. I physically can't. There's not enough room left. There's only about. Oh, hang on. I guess I could, but you know, I'm one of those people who just likes to stumble his way through life, and if it offends anyone or upsets anyone, I'm so sorry, but it's just me. Do you know what I mean? So, right, coughing fit now. That bloody fly's still there, nearly a year on. No, it was in the summer, wasn't it? So, why am I talking to you about flies I swallowed incidentally in the summer whilst melodiously singing, warbling away to myself when a great big blue ball flew down my throat, and it's still there now. It's taken up residence in my lung, I think, somewhere like that anyway, but don't judge, beautiful ones. Don't, until you've swallowed a fly yourselves, please don't judge. Do you know what I mean? It's awful, a horrible experience. Swallowing flies is not something I recommend, or breathing flies in, actually, for that matter.